Hello again, everyone. We are now past the New Year, the secular New Year, and we've completed Hanukkah and celebrated Hanukkah. I'd like to share with you in this video how we deal with death, Jewish way in death, the Jewish way in mourning. And we're going to begin in this part of the session with before death. What do we do? How do we engage with those who are in the process of dying? It's a very difficult subject. Many people are challenged, I should say, with dealing with the death of a loved one, with the process of the soul departing from the body. If someone is in hospice, visiting, sharing stories, sharing memories is the appropriate thing to do. Don't expect a response, but simply the person who is passing, them hearing these stories is always good. Tehillim, Psalms recited at these bedside of anyone who is ill, especially those who are in the process of moving on, is always a positive thing. It's the way we deal with death or with illness in any case. So the reciting of Psalms, Psalm 30, Psalm 121, these are all good Psalms to recite, Psalm 20. And there's a whole list that you can find in almost any Jewish book of Psalms. There'll be Psalms that are appropriate to recite at the bedside of someone who's passing. We treat the body with great respect, as it houses the neshama, houses the soul. And so these are the things that we do to support not only someone who's passing, but to support each other, family members and friends who are at the side of someone who is moving on to the next world. It is customary to recite the prayers of forgiveness. We ask the person who's passing, even though they can't answer us, we ask them for forgiveness. And we also recite prayers on behalf of those who can't recite for themselves. We recite prayers of forgiveness, somewhat similar to what we do on Yom Kippur. In the Jewish tradition, there are no what they call last rites. We recite prayers again, psalms, and hopefully we recite the Shema just as the soul is about to depart. So we recite the Shema almost every visit as we conclude our visit with the person who is passing, the person who is in hospice, let's say. Oftentimes people hope that they are there at the moment of passing. This doesn't always happen. My experience is that oftentimes people who are passing don't want their family or relatives around, and so they wait and hold off, believe it or not, until the family's left the room before they depart. Their soul departs. Once this happens, we have a great responsibility to take care of the deceased, to take care of the body. We do not embalm. We do not delay any more than we need to assemble family and friends. So the first phone call, so to speak, is probably to the funeral home, to have them come and bring the body to the funeral home. The custom is to have shomrim, those people who will watch the body and be with the body, and again they recite psalms from the moment of passing until the funeral service. This way the body's watched, it's cared for with the most respect possible. Traditionally, when the person who has passed arrives at the funeral home, traditionally we call on what's called a chevra kedisha. This is a holy burial society, and they will wash the body carefully. Again, they take care with the utmost respect, and then they wrap the body in tachrichim, in the burial shrouds. Those who do not opt to do this particular procedure oftentimes will find the best suit or a service uniform to dress the body prior to burial. But again, the traditional, halachically, by Jewish law, the most appropriate way is to have the Chevra Kadisha wash and then dress the body in the shrouds. A plain wooden casket is used. There are many styles and shapes for these traditional caskets or coffins, but it should be entirely made of wood with no metal at all. This is in accordance with halacha, accordance with Jewish law that was established at the turn of the millennia, around sometime prior to or during 1st century. Questions are often asked about autopsies. Autopsies, as a general rule, are forbidden, but there are cases, extenuating cases, where an autopsy might be permitted. A sudden death, a mysterious death. However, the caveat is that all parts of the body that are excised, that are surgically removed, are to be put back with the body for burial. This is a very important idea. I'd like to also address the idea of cremation. Cremation is expressly forbidden by Jewish law. Although it's done, it is not at all permitted by Jewish law. And so we must be careful that even if it is in the person's will that they be cremated, we are permitted by Jewish law to go against that particular wish, as it is again expressly forbidden. The reasons for this are many. One of the main reasons is that the cremation basically denies the concept of mechiyat hametim, the resurrection of the dead. And so the body is needed, the bones are needed for this process to take place. And so we have, this very strict idea regarding cremation and the prohibition. While flowers have become more popular, flowers are not recommended for a Jewish funeral. In the old days, and I'm talking, 1st, 2nd, 3rd century, flowers were used to line the path from where the mate, the person who passed, was taken to the burial site. We do not do this anymore. Okay. And so the timing of the funeral, it should be as soon as possible, generally within 24 to 48 hours after passing. However, if it has to happen that relatives have to come in from long distance, from overseas, from across the country, it is permitted to delay only for that purpose. The part of the reason for that idea of burying as quickly as possible is the person who is mourning, the direct relative, a child, a sibling, a spouse, or God forbid a parent, they are prohibited from performing any of the positive mitzvot, including blessings over food, praying as part of a minyan, part of a service. They're prohibited from doing these positive mitzvot. And so we want to bury as quickly as possible so as to enable them to resume observance of the mitzvot. So that takes us up to the funeral service. In our next video, next session, we'll discuss the funeral service and the beginnings of the Shiva period. If you have any questions or concerns regarding what I've discussed today, please call me, text me, or email me. I'll be glad to discuss your particular concern with you. Thank you.